A federal judge in Cincinnati heard final arguments in a fight over gay marriage in Ohio. At issue, whether same-sex marriages should be recognized on Ohio death certificates despite a statewide ban. Now, Local 12's Tiffany Wilson has details from the federal courthouse.
Inside the federal courthouse, Judge Timothy Black heard two very different stories that center on the lives of two gay couples in Ohio. One of those couples is Jim Obergefell and John Arthur. They wed in Maryland, where same-sex marriage is legal. But John died in Ohio, where same-sex marriage is not. Jim wants John's death certificate to reflect their marriage.
My marriage to John deserves the same respect and dignity that any other marriage in Ohio deserves.
His attorney told Judge Black that Ohio has a long tradition of following the place of celebration rule. For example, Ohio doesn't permit marriages between first cousins, but does recognize them as valid if those couples move here from out of state. He told the judge that practice should extend to same-sex marriages.
Same-sex marriage is legal in Maryland, it's legal here. And we're saying you don't have to rule very broadly, because the only context this came up for us was in the death certificate of John Arthur.
The state focused on the narrow scope of the plaintiff's request in its oral argument. Assistant State's Attorney Bridget Coontz could not speak to us on camera, but she told the judge Ohio has a right to define marriage, and the current definition does not include gay couples. She argued that Ohio law needs to be consistent, and it is not rational to expect the state to change its marriage definition just in the narrow context of death certificates. Judge Timothy Black says he has to rule on this by December 31st when the current injunction runs out. He said that he hopes to have a ruling on this before the holidays. Outside of the federal courthouse, Tiffany Wilson, Local 12 News.
Currently, 15 states and the District of Columbia recognize same-sex marriages, and same-sex marriage will become legal in Illinois next year. A task force